So when we arrived at this property, we actually were able to come 2 weeks before settlement, which was fantastic, as the stockyards that were here were sort of probably could have held about 4 wild horses and juveniles, because they were only about 1.7 metres high and really not the size needed to hold mature mares or stallions. And so we had 2 weeks to create and build enough facilities to hold the 18 wild horses that would be coming.
All right, so we bought this property in late April 2021. The old owners were very, very good to us, and they let us come on 2 weeks early to begin building yards, because we had the Kaimanawa muster happening, I think, 2 days before we were due to move on. Then the day we were due to move on, we had 8 people coming to live with us, and we were living in the house next to the 150 acres we bought, and we were taken over. So we're taken over at the same time we're having all these people come in, plus 17 wild horses arrive. And so we had 2 weeks to build yards for the horses to safely stay behind, and putting it up in 2 weeks was an absolute mission. We were very lucky to have people from the area come in and help us. Mum and Dad were incredible. Kelly engineered the whole thing and worked her butt off, and within 2 weeks we managed to go from some sort of old pipe yards to a massive big round yard that's been built off gum trees that were left behind as chattel. It gives you the absolute American ranch style feeling, which we love because we love America so much. And then massive big 2 metre, 1.8 to 2 metre holding yards for stallions and older mares, etc.
So we've got a beautiful 15 metre round pen, which a lot of the livery work's done with the horses. And then beside that, 2 really substantial stallion yards, which are 2 metres high and about 10 by 8 metres. And those stallion yards very kindly were sponsored partially by Gold Pine, so all the posts were provided, which was hugely appreciative, and then obviously the timber and gates are from Gold Pine. And honestly, it was actually so much fun. We got to meet some really cool people, we got to work together as a team, and the end results are just phenomenal and couldn't have been done without that massive network of support.
To be able to see from the beginning to the end was so rewarding. Crazy to think that we put it up in 2 weeks, but at the same time we were putting the yards up, we also had to be starting to bring horses south. So I was teaching clinics every weekend, but I would get back on Sunday late at night, and Monday morning we would drive 8 hours up to Whangarei, me and Mum. We would load 7 or 8 horses on our truck. We would bring them back down the next day, unload them, go get the next lot. So Silver's one of the first ones to go down south, and Rio as well. So this is Silver, hey bud. And that's Rio. And then you've got Elder in the background, Kelly's Kaimanawa. And Dance is over there, but I'm not sure if she'll go down on this slab. He thinks there's a rabbit underneath the veranda. So this is a dog that we have been living with recently. While we're up in Whangarei, we've been very fortunate to be staying with friends. And this is Louie, who's a bit of an odd duck. These are Kelly's other 2 horses. We've got Sinatra on the left and Merc, who she got from the same place as Sinatra. And these guys, I think, hello, these 2 are going south with us today. Good morning. So this is where our other lot of horses are staying at the moment. We've got Dallas here, who's Kelly's Liberty horse. My 3 yearlings. And over here, I've got 3 brood mares and 4 foals. Come on! Hey boys! 3 colts. Well, 3 colts boys and 1 filly. This is Bertram, he's very naughty. Hey, alright. Bertram's really bad at biting at the moment. No, don't. Here we've got Macintosh out of a Centavos mare by Diamond B. She's a yearling. And we've got Springsteen out of a thoroughbred mare by my stallion, or who was a stallion, Lenny Arlento, and Brooklyn by Lenny out of Cassiano. Yeah, she's very lovely with a very badly chopped mane. Alright, so I've just got to the next grazing block. We've got, I think, 13 horses here. And this lot will get moved in one trip down in about 3 weeks. So this herd here is 3-year-olds. This is DeLuca here. Diva in the middle, Kessler at the back, and then I have one 4-year-old broodmare called Colette. This one here. How you going? Kessler's in foal. Supposed to be in foal. 2 Dominos. And she's actually not that far along, she's just really fat. Thank you. She's so beautiful. Hi Diva. This lot is the 2-year-old boys with Captain, one of Kelly's Kamanawa stallions, who's now since been gelded. This is Kelly's guy. This is Chino, quite a big boy. Captain, the herd manager, and Smolder, what a handsome, handsome boy. Captain is so beautiful. So I'm having to go on a little bit of a hike for the other lot because they, for some reason, are right up on this hill. I'm not sure how they got there. That hill was a little bit of a hike, so we've got the boys down there, which is where these 2 boys are meant to be. This one here, Duffy, one of my 2-year-olds, and that guy there. These 3 are Kelly's. So when we brought our first lot of horses on, we came straight from a camp where we had, I think we were teaching 40 or 50 people in Auckland. We had the whole front of the truck packed out with everything and a couple of the first dividers, and then we fit 4 horses in, and when we finally arrived down here and we unloaded the horses, it was so special getting to lead them across the land and take them out the very back paddock where they were going to graze for the next little while. And then after that we went up and got more horses, etc. And one of the drives I knew was going to be a bit tricky was transporting. I had 3 mares and 4 foals. One mare had been weaned and had been sold back to the old owner, and I knew it was going to be hard because it was a really big trip for them, but it all went good. They loaded great, travelled beautifully, and then halfway through the trip we had a massive blowout. We've just had a blowout and the tyre has stripped and hit a brand new car behind us and wrecked the front of the vehicle, so that sucks. And it was a really unideal situation because one, it was a long enough trip on its own and we couldn't unload them to feed them because we just wouldn't have been able to safely get them back on and be able to hold them. There was just the 2 of us and we were at a petrol station when we were having the tyre fixed. So me and Mum just picked a whole bunch of grass and fed it through the windows, and opened the back ramp up so that they had plenty of fresh air, and so they were happy as anything. They were just eating the whole time. And even when the guy arrived to take the tyre off, put the new tyre back on and crank it up with all the big loud noises and everything, they weren't concerned at all. And it was really cool to finally get them here, let them go on the paddock, watch them galloping across the hill, and yeah, so special to have everything on together. Right, well, she's dragging me. Yeah, grab the next one. Yeah. Hey, boy, ponies. Don't talk to you. Okay. Whoa, wait up. Whoa. And then after that lot, we did one more load. We got 5 more horses from up north, and friends of ours brought 13 horses down in their 13 horse truck, which made things so much easier.